Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Brigade of Flames, Chapter 100. We are finally at the 100 mark. So when we last left our heroes, Obi was trying to get the Fire Brigades to unite in order to hunt down the 5th Adora Burst, but that did not end up working out for him. But he's still going to be acting freely to hunt down the 5th Adora Burst, and we met a likely candidate for that 5th Adora Burst, a young girl named Inka, who can smell out flames and goes to rob people's houses while they burn down. Like you do. So yeah, let's jump right on into chapter 100. The cover page, with the word Kajiba Thief, and a translator note, a Kajiba Thief is a thief at the scene of a fire who takes advantage of the chaos at the cost of the sufferers. So much like Inka and her friends do. Chapter 100, The Flames Aroma. Got a scan later page, yada yada. Alright, so now we're right on into the chapter. We see, like, a spark on an outlet, and it slowly blossoms into a fire. An old man kind of looks shocked. And Inka and her friends have, shown up. That's the place. The fire must have begun already. Easy enough to bust in. We'll prep the escape route. Shall we begin? That smell, and the old man gets off the couch. Fire! There's a fire down there! Problem? Looks like everything's burning down there. Thank goodness, you come to help this old man. Yeah, Inka's sitting in a windowsill. Sure, if you want I can get you out safely. And she walks over to him. Just hand over all your valuables. What are you saying? There's a fire! You don't have time to think this over. If you want help, give me everything you have. But I have a leg problem. Fine, just help me out. Inside that shelf, there's money in the case. And she opens up the case, and she flips through the money. Very good. And now we're outside the fire. It's completely taken over the house. And Inka's got him back. Oh no, the two guys. It's just the two guys and the old man. Man, Gramps was heavy. Thank you. And then the sirens get here, and the fire brigades are all there. And Inka and her friends are looking at the car. They've arrived. Took them long enough. And there are a bunch of passerby just watching the fire. They said the fire thieves showed up again. They're fast to arrive at any fire and save people, but for it they take all your money. They say it's a girl. I think I'm in love. And then we cut right back up to back in the park from earlier. Divided up, 226 yen. That's next to nothing. It's $2. What? That's not even. Of course not. It's all thanks to me. Well, true enough. Inka, your skill is weird. First generation are people who become flame humans during spontaneous human combustion. Second generation are people who can control and manipulate fire. Third generation manage to generate flames off their own bodies. But I've never heard of someone predicting where fires start. Did you gain that ability from the Great Fire 2 years ago? During that tragedy, I wanted power, but I can't generate or control flames. So it can be said that I'm an undiscovered 4th generation. There are so many different words for 4th generation. What isn't a 4th generation at this point? I think, didn't Benimaru have the powers to control and generate flames, making him a 4th generation? Shinra and Sho, when they got divine protection, were 4th generations. Now Inka's a 4th generation. Who the fuck is not a 4th generation? The Great Fire 2 years ago. It was right into a flashback. Back then, I didn't know what I was born for. Sometimes I thought that it'd be better for me to die, shining like an ember amongst the combustion of bodies. In between those ever-growing flames, several lives were lost. In the middle of a desperate dilemma, I thought for the first time, and she kind of stands there as everyone runs past her. I want to live. My life was embraced by the heat and by my fear of the flames. It was a thrill I had never felt. I don't want to die. Let's get out of here. And she runs away. And she notices something. Over there. And two victims are still running. And right where they were running, this huge explosion kills them. Huh? What? Again? She senses something else right as another explosion goes off. Why? I see. The route the flame will follow. The smell becomes a line. I can see it. And she sees a line pass right next to her. Where the line of light gets stronger and thicker. That's where it'll ignite. This is easy. I'll get out of here in no time. You have this exaggerated skill and end up becoming fire thieves. Or perhaps fire extortionists. And we're back in the present, and it's her taller friend. There isn't anything more valuable in life. We're saving them. Money doesn't compare to that. If I don't put myself at risk in the scene of a fire, I don't feel like I'm living. Betting with your life is just the best feeling. Some might even call us adrenaline junkies. It's true. I like danger. The more I have of it, the more I like it. Soon... Oh, shit. Hitohashirame. Soon you'll feel a danger that will make you fall in love. And she, freaks out and turns around. What's with you? And Inka kind of stares at where she was. What was that woman just now? I felt something very dangerous. Will a new danger be born? And she smells something, and she grips her skirt. How nice. And now we're back at the If Church. I told the director about the case of the Fourth and the possibility of a new Adoraverse being born, but we couldn't get the help of the other forces. And Hitohashirame shows up right behind Shinra now. Finally, the fifth pillar to possess the Adoraverse will be born. Let's play. You again! And Shinra, jumps to where she was. We're heading out. When it's time to get more money, just call... Wait. Danger. Danger. Danger! And Inka... We're back to Inka, by the way. And she, jumps onto a fence on the playground and, leans over it. And she sees the entire town, erupting into pillars of flame. And I can't tell if that's a vision or if that's actually happening. Why? Why are there so many fires going on? Multiple fires? At the same time? What are you seeing? People are going to die. It's time to make some money. Once again, the city will be a sea of flames. Wah! She throws out an innocent smile towards the scene of fire. The girl walks towards. To be continued, chapter 101, Tragedy in the Flames. Alright, so I can't quite tell if this is a vision of... I can't tell if the scene with all, the pillars of fire is a vision of the future. If it's in the next, 5 seconds that's going to happen. If it's, the scent line she was seeing in the flashback. Or if that's, some distant future, and she... I think she thinks it's near future. Her reaction makes it look like it's, immediate. But I can't quite tell if it will be or not. I'm curious what's going to go on. We have this single page of the 8th, as Hitohashirame shows up for half a second and then goes away. And I'm much more intrigued by her appearance to Inka, which honestly looks fucking creepy. I love it. Wow. Yeah. That face is really something. I'll say this, for the most part, this was kind of an introductory chapter into Inka and the Fire Thieves. Who are definitely going to be playing a much larger role in this next arc, and Inka herself probably a much larger role in the rest of the series. But I don't really know what's going to go on with them exactly next. I imagine they're going to be going after these fires that are about to pop up and trying to steal from people. But apart from that, I don't really know what their next plan is. I think their end goal is just to make money. But apart from that, there's not a whole lot going on. But yeah, so we have a fun little scene with, that establishing scene with them robbing the old man. And then we just really had a bit more introduction to Inka and her co-conspirators, whose names I have forgotten. I know it was mentioned last chapter. But I can't recall what it was. That's not the point, though. A Panda and Sancho. But yeah, I don't really know where... they might be, about to interact with, the 8th Brigade. I'm still about 99% sure, especially with that Hitohashirame scene, that Inka is, in fact, the 5th Adoraverse. That was my guess, from the beginning, but I'm positive at this point. She's the new Adoraverse. But yeah, that's kind of all I got for this week's chapter. I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm very glad that we're getting chapters, even if it is a few days after it comes out in Japan. It's still nice to have it fairly close to when the manga actually comes out. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this chapter. I can't wait to see where we go from here. I hope you all enjoyed the chapter. If you did, you can drop me a like, subscribe, whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!